my name's Martin Knights. I'm from the UK. I come from London, but I currently live and work in Kuala Lumpur, where I am the deputy headmaster of a British international school. I'm give my age. I'm 56 years of age. I'm married to Lisa, and I have two amazing children who both live and have their careers in London. I was browsing on LinkedIn a little over a year ago, and I found an offer of a free coaching course, which I seized upon. Coaching has innately always been within me. It's always been there. I've always been aware of it. And then this course cropped up, and I thought, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's go. And it was a free course. The course was amazing. It was aimed at people like me who work in high-level education. I worked with an amazing cohort. There was a whole cohort of people on the course, and it was brilliant. It was a 6 weeks introduction, and then they followed that up with obviously the sale of a 6-month course, and I also embarked on that course. But it struck me really early within that process that I was scratching at the surface of something that was much bigger and much deeper. And I started to explore. And fortunately for me, I fell upon Coacharya. There was an immediate strong connection with Coacharya. I love the community. I love the offering of coaching. There was so much on offer. There is something you can do with Coacharya every single night. And I also love the regularity of the training. I didn't want to train or see a mentor once a month. I needed regular contact, regular stimulation, and Coacharya offered that. And so that decision was really easy for me. I wanted to find out more and know more about coaching and be better equipped, and Coacharya had everything that I needed. So that's why I signed up and did the foundation course. It was that personal connection, really. So I'm an ex-military man, so I'm a big planner. And so part of me making that decision, I said to Coacharya, I need to talk to the trainer, which was Pooja. And I asked, would it be possible for me to talk to Pooja before embarking on the course? Coacharya facilitated that for me. And that connection was instant. As soon as I spoke with Pooja, I knew she was the trainer for me. Our connection was just brilliant. There was chemistry there. We had fun together. We laughed together. But I also found out in that first initial meeting that there was something bigger there and that I wanted to take that further. So again, that was an easy choice. And once I'd spoken with Pooja, I knew then that was the course that I needed to be on. I teach a lot of students on the benefits of making a good first impression. And for me, that's really important, that if you meet me for the first time, that I give a good first impression. The first impression I got from Pooja was really strong. The connection I felt with her was deep, and I felt that, you know, what I needed. I was scratching at the surface of what coaching was about, and intuitively I felt that Pooja had the answers for that for me, and that just the way that she held herself, the way that she communicated with me, the way that she cared for me within that initial meeting made me feel very comfortable, and that comfort of, for me, being in a learning environment and comfortable within that learning environment is really important. And so that resonated really strongly with me, and again gave me an assurance. I suppose that's the word I'm looking for, an assurance that I was safe to proceed, and that I would be okay within that learning environment. So that's the deeper part of it for me. It was that personal assurance and being comfortable. Being on Pooja's course was there's never a dull moment. The challenge was constant. But when I say the challenge isn't something that's overwhelming. The challenge is something that is extremely enlightening. On Pooja's course, we had the most amazing cohort of inspirational characters, inspirational intellect, inspirational intuition, and the variance of perspective offered by this amazing cohort was, I mean, so profound and so stimulating. The challenge was for me to hold my own within that environment, but also the challenge was to draw what I could from all of those amazing individuals. And kind of, I'm a big fan of watching, there's a UK program called Question Time, where the chair of the panel, the job is to extract everything they can from these unique individuals. And that's what Pooja did with us. So that everyone had strengths within our cohort. And what we did during that, I mean, we were online for many, many hours together, but the job of extracting everyone's different uniqueness, everyone's different expertise, everyone's different perspective, that's what the course gave. And for me, being within that learning environment was extremely rewarding, and something that I feel so enriched for, that I make no secret of it. I want to go again, because being within that environment brings out the best in me. To coach, I think most people can coach. To coach well, and I mean really well, is another question. And we focused on so many skills within our program: how you start a coaching conversation, what happens in the middle, and also importantly, how you close that conversation. And then the skills that we worked on in between, all the little components that need to come together seamlessly, because you can't sit here with a script when I'm coaching somebody. It just doesn't work. And I promise you, at the beginning, I tried it. Okay, so I know it doesn't work, because it's not because I tried it because I wanted to have something pre-scripted. I tried it because I didn't want to make mistakes. So what the course does, or what the course provided, again, was that assurance that go with it, be in the moment, be with the client, listen. The skills will come if they're practiced often enough, and that muscle is flexed often enough. The skills will come through. And so I find myself now, I was coaching with a client the other day, and I found myself taking this client through what we know as the leadership cube. And then at the end of it, when we've gone through this, I thought, oh, I've just done that. And I've done that without even thinking about it. Mm-hmm. So the skills kind of, I'm a military man. Skills get drilled into us in the military so that we can do them second nature without thinking. I think it's slightly less brutal in the delivery on coaching than the military. However, it's still there. And for me, that dependence of that I can just go with it, and the client will take me where they want to go, but at the same time that I can hold the client, to where, to their accountability, keep them honest. And so the skill part is huge. And again, from coming from an initial course where I thought I understood coaching to doing the foundation course with Pooja, which just took it to a whole nother level. I've already spoken about it being a safe and a very assured environment for me, but it was also an environment that allowed me to express myself. And I think within learning in the coaching environment, there needs to be a freedom of expression, because it's such a broad subject with so many potential paths to go down. And I think the expression part for me was, I'm always a willing learner. I want to be involved in my learning. I want responsibility for my learning. And that part was just brilliant. And within the cohort, there were 12 of us on Pooja's course. We all felt that we were a really important cog within that learning process. And there were moments, which happened often, where all 12 cogs were turning in unison. And I can remember coming off training calls on a Saturday morning. We'd been on for 3 hours and mind completely blown. And then we had a WhatsApp group between us where I'd communicate and say, wow, guys, the learning today. And then everyone would be there sort of, you know, oh my word, you know, where did we go this morning and how did we get to, you know, to talk about that and discover that. So that expression was something that was important for me, but within the context of being part of such a brilliant cohort. And again, I go back to the way that Pooja chaired that, the way that that was constructed, the way that all of those contributions came in. And if I had a morning where I was particularly quiet, I knew that Pooja would call me out. Martin, you're quiet. What are you thinking this morning about the subject that we're talking about? And that way, that kind of collaborative approach was always strong, really strong. And I think we all appreciated that. And, you know, and I think it's needed because that challenge is good for us in our learning. I would say to anyone out there who wants to explore and find out more about coaching, or that they've realized that coaching is an option for them and it's something that's flowing within them, to do a foundation with Pooja will be life-changing, because you're going to be in the most safest, assured and caring environment possible, but at the same time feel challenged, feel intellectually challenged as well, but in the most wonderful way. So for me, without question, being on Pooja's course was life-changing. It's taken me on a completely different path, but that change has been wonderful, and at every step of the way I've enjoyed that. So if you're thinking of coaching and you think that coaching's for you, I would say Coacharya without a doubt. But for me also with Pooja, and you know, I make no secret of the fact that, you know, I want to continue training with Coacharya, and I would like to continue training with Pooja too, purely because of the environment that I'm within. And that's really important to me, that safety, that care, that assurance, but also that stimulation and that challenge. And to combine all of that, which I think Pooja does skillfully, it is amazing. And I think anyone who would be exposed to that would immediately feel the benefits of it and know exactly what I'm talking about. As part of the course, we have one-to-one mentoring sessions with Pooja. They were very, very special for me. They were special moments because I had my trainer all to myself. And that happened on a number of occasions through the course, because Pooja was always available to us on WhatsApp, available to us on Slack, which is a communication program that Coacharya used. But my mentoring sessions with Pooja was probably where some of my biggest learnings took place, because I wasn't then with all the other 12 on screen. It was just me and Pooja, who was my mentor, my trainer. And they were really important moments for me, where I was able to, I suppose, go to another level of expressing, okay, Pooja, I'm worried about this, or how am I doing here, or how am I doing there? And those mentoring sessions where also Pooja, she's not mentoring me, she's coaching me and skillfully coaching me that really supported me so that I came away from those sessions thinking, okay, I'm on the right path, I'm doing the right things, just keep doing and believing. And it was like Pooja was right next to me on that journey, and I never felt alone on it. And again, it's that safety and assurance, which just, okay, head down, keep going. And they were brilliant. They really were brilliant. And again, they bring so much that makes the course so fantastic. And you know, again, being with Pooja was always just a delight. When you look out there at the moment, if you look on social media or on there is coaching. Once you start exploring coaching, you'll find there's coaching's offerings everywhere. And I kind of put them into two camps. There's this very superficial, fast buck. If you coach like this, you'll have a Ferrari. I have no interest in owning a Ferrari. I wouldn't know what to do with it. But if you really want to coach, and you want to coach really from your heart, whereas you're helping an individual person who needs a bit of light in their life, a bit of enlightenment, just a new path opening for them, that's why you want to coach. That's what Coacharya does. That's what Pooja showed me, that it's not the Ferrari. Oh yeah, you can earn $200,000 a year. What do I do with $200,000? It's not what I want to do. It was never the inspiration for me. The inspiration is about personal connection, one-to-one, deeply knowing and understanding that person, and then being part of their process of finding out what they really want. And that's why I chose Pooja, and that's why I chose Coacharya. I don't want the Ferrari and all the shiny bells. It's so superficial. You know, coaching is bigger than that, it's deeper than that, and it's much better than that.